Hi everyone! Today, Mango and Coco are going to talk about invasive species. Let's check out what they say.
Coco, I saw people fishing a very weird looking fish on TV. They didn't even eat it, but just caught them. Why were they doing that?
I think it is because those fish are invasive species.
Invasive species? What are they?
Invasive species are species that aren't native to a certain region or environment. When they enter to that foreign location, they are becoming a disturbance in that ecosystem.
Then why are they so dangerous to that ecosystem?
Since they are not the member of that ecosystem and don't have any natural predators, they have a high tendency to spread quickly. If they take possession of that ecosystem, they will destroy the natural balance and eventually lead that ecosystem to collapse.
Wow, that sounds horrible. How can those species become invasive species?
Well, they don't become invasive species, but they take a role as an invader of that environment. Usually, they are illegally imported into other countries or accidentally released in wildlife.
What are some invasive species in South Korea?
A typical invasive species in South Korea is the largemouth bass. The largemouth bass live at southeastern of North America and were imported to South Korea for food. However, they are now threatening the freshwater environment because they are recklessly eating native fish.
Oh, I guess the fish that I saw on TV were probably the bass.
Another famous invasive species is the American bullfrog. They are the symbol of invasive species in South Korea. Bullfrogs spread in Korea because people abandoned them in the reservoir. They eat all kinds of insects and species that are smaller than them.
It is so sad to hear that. Can plants even become invasive species?
Of course, once a non-native species invade into another ecosystem, they are an invasive species. In the United States, Cogon grass, which is an Asian plant, is threatening native plants. Cogon grass are threatening the wildlife because it doesn't have any value for food and spreads faster than native plants.
I realized that there might be lots of invasive species around us.
There are numerous invasive species around the world. According to the National Wildlife Federation, about 40% of endangered species are at risk because of those invasive species.
I can't believe it. People indeed should be aware of the seriousness of invasive species. They shouldn't import foreign species randomly and be careful to keep biosecurity.
I agree. Humans should be the one to mitigate this disastrous problem.
We will come back with another story.
See you later!